The NIO stock is showing no direction with bulls and bears giving each other a good competition, keeping the market volatile on an intraday basis without doing much to the daily performance. But what's the future for the stock? That's exactly what we'll answer today using recent news as well as a chart analysis. So stay focused for the next few minutes and subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. First news, NIO fell by about 0.55% on Monday after the Dutch bank lowered their NIO price target from $45 to $39 with their buy rating intact. This was mainly due to the July delivery numbers. The Dutch bank has now estimated that NIO will deliver about 20.5 thousand vehicles in August and September, indicating a drop in deliveries. This is at par with its competitor Xpeng's 31,000 in the Q3 and Li Auto's 28,000 in the Q3. But they also stated that once NIO shows its investors that the company is just going through a slow phase and it will recover soon, the NIO stock will pick up pace again. NIO already is working to expand to Europe, which adds another point for the buyers. Next up, NIO has started delivering the ES7 SUV in China. Revealed in June this year, the ES7 is a 7-seater EV with a 0 to 100 km of just 4 seconds. The ES7 can also be used for towing with a 2-ton pull power. Priced at about 67,500 USD, the ES7 is likely to become a favorite in that price range for sure. Now let's quickly jump into the chart analysis. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for NIO, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day time frame, then the 1 hour, and then the 5-minute time frame to end the analysis. So first, we'll quickly mark some ups and downs over here. The first one would be this high at $22. Obviously, $22 is a psychological resistance level. The next one would be over here at $21.3, I would say. And as you guys can see over here would be a support. Right, this is somewhere around the $19 psychological level. Below that, as you guys can see, almost the $18 level would be a support as well. Basically go for all the psychological levels, because as you guys already know that NIO is a volatile stock and it mainly functions off of news rather than technical analysis. But anyways, if we were to analyze the trend, we can clearly see that we're in a bearish trend right now. And if you ask why, well, let me draw a trend line. As you guys can see, we made a high over here, we made a lower high over here, another lower high. We did try to recover a bit over here, but we made another lower high, and we made another lower high just over here. We did make the lowest point over here somewhere around the $17.7 level, but I'm pretty sure that we might cross it if we are not able to pull out good results for September. As you guys can clearly see over here now that the earnings report will be released on 7th September, and as you guys can see, the estimate for the revenue is $1.451 billion. If this report comes out as a positive surprise, then we might see the stock recover and we might even break this resistance over here at $21.3. Now that would look somewhat like this, that we would try to come over here at this support. I personally believe that we will come to this support by probably the next Monday, I would say. But after that, we might get a rebound from over here going towards the upper side if the earnings report is positive. But in case the earnings report is negative, I believe that this analysis will prove to be true. We'll first, wait, why did I move that level? I'm sorry for that. We'll first break this support over here at $19, then we'll hover into this area for some time. I personally believe that we won't be breaking this $17.7 area anytime soon, because as some analysts have already suggested that NIO is only slow for the Q3, and once they regain investor trust that they will bounce back as a stronger company, they will probably perform better in the Q4. But now since that is done, we'll quickly analyze the last 4 or 5 candles. Let me get rid of the drawings real quick. I hope that you guys have already noted all of the levels. Now as you guys can see right here, we did open a gap up from 24th to 25th August. It was a pretty big gap up. As you guys can see, it was about 3.24%, and the entire EV market was positive on this day. These 2 days were pretty good for Lucid as well before it crashed. As you guys can see, pretty big selling pressure over here, pretty large selling pressure over here. Then we made a pin bar candle on the downside, which indicates that there is a lot of seller pressure. Then we made somewhat of an inside candle, and now as you guys can see, the pre-market price is about 8 cents above our closing, which was $19.83. And as you guys can see, we're already up by 0.41%. But I personally believe that we'll just go up a bit and we'll probably form a wick over here, probably this large and then we'll probably go down. Now, why do I believe that? Let's quickly jump into the 1 hour chart and I'll tell you guys exactly why. As you guys can see over here, we're in the 1 hour chart, and on 26th August, as you guys can see, the stock started going bearish. The first candle, as you guys can see, was in a gap up, but it still made a lot of wicks on the upside as well as the downside, and then we turned it into a bearish trend. Over here, this was pretty much the pin bar candle, right? We did have some buying pressure, but the sellers pushed it all the way down. After that, as you guys can see, this was yesterday's session at 30th August, and this day particularly was very interesting because as you guys can see right here, we made somewhat of a U pattern, right? We went down and we just came straight back up. This was, I'd say, pretty predictable because as you guys can see over here, the sellers did sell the stock, and over here the buyers thought that, hey, it's kind of cheap, I should buy in, and they started buying up. But then again, we should quickly mark this level over here around the $19.3 zone. So this might be an important level in today's session at 31st August. But as you guys can already tell, there's nothing much to look at in the 1 hour chart. So we'll quickly jump into the 5-minute chart and see the details of the 30th August trading session. Now we are in the 5-minute chart, and there's something that I would like to probably speculate that over here, when we did see the stock get back on its feet, I personally believe that it wasn't because the buyers were, very strong, but it was simply because the bears were taking a rest. Why is that so? Well, you can clearly see that the bears volume faded away over here, right? The stock pretty much didn't even move on the midday chart. But after that, as you guys can see, after hitting this $19.3 level, we started going up. It was probably some limit orders as well, but that doesn't matter. We did form a short-term bullish trend, and that is why we shot up on the pre-market. And if I were to predict today's chart based on this chart, I would probably say that the first few candles would be up over here in this zone itself. But after that, we'll probably get a pullback because we've already done a bullish rally in the previous session. If we have to continue the bullish trend, we would probably get support at either this level over here at $19.7 or maybe at this lower support at $19.5. But if we break both of these, then it's pretty much a bearish day. And as for the midday chart, I personally believe that again we will be range bound over here if we fall down below. And if we do not, then we'll probably be range bound in this range over here at $19.8 and $19.7 because that's a pretty good range and that's a pretty short range as well, I would say. But as we can clearly see over here, we were in a short range for most of this time. This was like a 20-cent range. And I personally believe that we can again continue that 20-cent range trend, open up in a volatile nature, be volatile over here, then be range bound for some time, and then we'll continue the trend. But I personally, as I already told you guys, I believe that the stock will go down a bit until we get a positive news or a positive earnings report or even just a positive delivery report which shows that we've grown the amount of deliveries month on month. Then again, remember that this is just my own analysis and you should always do your own research before you trade. So this is definitely not financial advice. If you enjoyed my analysis, however, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. Subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.